Hi, this is Mike again, and as part of my How to Start a Junk Removal Business series, I want to talk a little bit about what kinds of insurances you need to be carrying as a junk removal business. First of all, the biggest concern would probably be vehicle insurance, so we need to differentiate the different types of vehicle insurance because you will be carrying heavy loads when you're hauling all this trash to and from the dump and from people's houses. So, long story short, depending on your state's regulations and requirements, you're going to have to carry what's called for-hire insurance. That's what they call it in my state. I don't know what they call it in other states. So it's different from regular commercial vehicle insurance in that it's more expensive to basically compensate for the fact that you're hauling heavy loads and you're hauling heavy loads of stuff that came from other people's businesses or houses. So basically, I personally pay about $150 roundabout per a truck that I'm running per a month. That's my my insurance premium, as opposed to a regular commercial policy, which might cost about like $80 per truck. It's almost similar to just regular, passenger insurance. I don't know, what do you call it? Just a regular insurance policy. And like I said, that's to compensate for the fact that you're carrying heavy loads. Now, if you sign up under a regular commercial policy, and then they find out, what you're actually hauling, they might try to get you to change it to the beefed up insurance, and understandably so. So one major company that you can get this type of insurance through is Progressive. That's where I started getting my for-hire insurance through. Some of the other major insurance companies won't do this for you. For instance, I tried to get it through State Farm. They couldn't help me, and there was one other one I tried to get it through. I had to look around a little bit. So just be aware that not all insurance companies are equal. They don't all offer these different types of insurance. Okay, so apart from vehicle insurance, you're probably going to want to carry a general liability insurance policy, business liability. The purpose of that is to cover damage to other people's houses whenever your employees or you personally are servicing their house. If you, I don't know, bump a pipe and it busts open and does a bunch of flood damage, or I don't know, break an expensive piece of furniture in the process, or put a hole in their sheetrock, or whatever else can go wrong. It's designed to cover the expenses involved in repairing that kind of thing. Another point to note about general business liability insurance is that while not all residential customers will expect you to have it, they might want you to have it, but they're not going to ask for it over the phone necessarily. But if you start doing more commercial jobs, if you start doing work for some property preservation companies that are somewhat large in size, they're going to expect you, like all their vendors, are going to have general business liability insurance, so that if you're working on their property or if you're clearing out an office building, and you mess something up, they have a route to get paid back for the damages. So what the general business liability might cost, I'm sure it depends on your insurance agency and your location, but it's going to cost you about $60 or $80 a month, and you could get a $1 million coverage policy. You'll have to, shop around. Back to commercial vehicle insurance. There's a few points I didn't say that are kind of important as far as pricing it, and selecting what kind of employees you're going to have and who's going to be your drivers. There's different situations that can affect your rates considerably. One situation is, I'm sure it's depending on your insurance company and your state, the age of the drivers is going to change how much your insurance premiums cost. So, for instance, I had a worker working with me who was like 28, so he's under 30. So if the drivers are under 30 years old, your insurance policy rates go up. Maybe, I can't remember how much it was. I think it was like $50 a month or something like that. It's been a while, so I don't rightly remember. So maybe be a little picky when you're choosing your workers, so you don't drive up your insurance rates. Another point is they want drivers with a clean driving record. So basically no at-fault accidents within the past 3 years. So if you have an employee who got in a car wreck and his insurance company had to pay out some money because it was his fault, as opposed to somebody being in an accident that wasn't their fault, and so the insurance company didn't have to pay out money, that will drive up your insurance rate significantly. I think I had one employee who had an at-fault accident like 2 years prior to him working for me, and it drove up my insurance rates by like $400 or $500 a year. And so once he was finally gone, I was actually kind of happy because my insurance like went way down. So yeah, just keep in mind who you're hiring, and make sure you're hiring good drivers, or only interviewing people in the first place with a clean driving history for this commercial vehicle insurance. And something else to note is your insurance is going to vary depending on your state's regulations and the weights of vehicles you're using. In some instances, if your vehicles are heavy enough, you're going to have to get people DOT certified. And for instance, in the state of Texas, if you're over 26,000 pounds or have air brakes, I think, or air suspension, I can't remember which, you have to be DOT certified. So that's a whole other thing with insurance and licenses and that kind of thing. And some of your different state and county and city jurisdictions may have additional regulations for vendors operating in their area. There's not much of that going on in my area, but that doesn't mean there won't necessarily be in your state and city. So anyway, I hope that helps you out. If you want more information on how to start a junk removal business, look at the links below. I'm including a link to a book I just wrote and released. It's called Start a Six-Figure Junk Removal Business, and it's all about how to navigate the regulations and how to price things, how to market, that kind of thing. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, visit my links, and I'll keep posting more videos. Thanks.